Welcome to the Australian Championship.
Shot up the post and in. Continue to make history.
This rivalry burns as bright as ever.
That is just spectacular. It's incredible. Very well.
It is the final game of Matchday 4 in the Australian Championship as West hosts East, with Bayswater City taking on Sydney United 58 at Frank Drago Reserve in Group D action. All will be on the line for the visiting Sydney United, whose inaugural Australian Championship appearance could come to a premature end should they not collect all 3 points here. As for Bayswater, well, they have been the biggest surprise packet at the halfway point of the competition, last week defeating one of the favourites for honours in West Apia and moving to the top of Group D with that victory. The Western Australian side host their third straight home game, looking to make it 3 from 3 at Frank Drago Reserve and secure their passage into the next round. United, as mentioned earlier though, fighting to stay alive and continue their proud legacy in this new national format. The teams walk out to Frank Drago Reserve, perfect weather conditions for football on a pristine surface, around 23 degrees at kickoff in Western Australia. Bayswater Nerazzurri in their traditional black and blue stripes, while Sydney United will be in their away kit of all white this afternoon. 1:30 p.m. local time. Both teams out. And now we'll go to some team news as well. No changes for Matt Sparrow's Bayswater City side that defeated West Apia last week. Captain Luke Palmety leading a back four that has only capitulated once in their opening 3 games, a penalty against today's opponents on match day 1. While last week's hero Patrick Lowry will start on the left wing and look to score his second of the competition. As for Sydney United, well, Ante Juric has made 2 changes to his team, with Anthony Tomilic and Jordan Ivancic coming into the starting 11 in place of Gabriel Tilo and Noah Blazeka. United have already signalled their intent with a very attacking 4-4-2 formation, a change from Juric's 4-3-3 that he has opted for in the opening 3 matches of the 2025 Australian Championship. We saw some interesting results throughout this week's games, but Group D is where it's at the moment, and West Apia securing a point with a stoppage time goal that meant they would go equal points with Bayswater, but of course Bayswater has this game still to play. And also keeps the hopes alive for the Metro Stars, who defeated Sydney United 58 last week at Adenza Park. Sydney United Sports Centre can come from behind 2-1 win, and one that really hurt Sydney United. Questions have been raised what the plans were for this Australian Championship. Sydney United fans expected a much better showing than what they've put up so far, and Ante Juric and his team will be keen to set the record straight here. The longest trip in this Australian Championship, coming from Sydney all the way to Perth. And you've got your chance to vote on who you think will win by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. Will it be Bayswater City to continue their undefeated run, or will Sydney United notch up their first victory of the Australian Championship in Group D? And just about to kick off now. mentioned Sydney United changing their formation to a 4-4-2. Michael Kuslovic, who scored last week for United, retains his spot in the starting 11 alongside Marko Arambasic. Farah Koko and Aidan Milicevic will offer some very quick legs up and down the left and right wing. A tough team to break down in Bayswater. Only conceded one goal so far. That goal coming against Sydney United when Farah Koko, a disputable penalty claim, went in the way of Sydney United at Sydney United Sports Centre. That penalty dispatched by Carlos de Oliveira. United in possession early. As I said, they've got a point to prove. Ante Juric arriving in Perth a little later than his team. Had to contend with an A-League women's game yesterday. Sydney FC hosted Melbourne City. 2-2 draw for Ante Juric's Sydney FC, but that won't be enough today. They need the 3 points. They really need 9 points in their last 3 games. There's Farah Koko here, looking to create something early, and that ball just had a little bit too much on it for Arambasic. Shout out to the boys from West Apia and Metro Stars watching this game from West Ashfield. Same group, and they'll be in action again next week. Sydney United hosting West Apia. Bayswater travelling to South Australia to take on the Metro Stars. They did look to have gone out for Bailey Rule, but the call went his way. And Patrick Lowry, last week's winning goal scorer, not happy with the decision. Asking Daniel Cook the question. Picked on there by Christopher Jackson, but Ivancic gets his first touch of the game for Sydney United. Coming in place of Gabriel Tilo. His first start in the championship, Jordan Ivancic, formerly of the Bulls FC Academy, a Sydney United junior. De Oliveira quickly closed down, and aggressive defensive play from Bayswater. It's made them so difficult to break down, and a swipe there from Jonathan Corness on Farah Koko. It's a poor ball there from De Oliveira, and Ivancic could be in trouble. Flew in there. I think he'll earn himself at least a yellow card. And the assistant referee on the far side coming in as well to have a chat to Daniel Cook. This would be a real kick in the teeth for Sydney United if they were to be reduced to 10 men, and not even 4 minutes into the game yet. Had every right to go for that ball, Ivancic, but perhaps came in just a little late. Aiden Edwards getting a touch. It was Goals Davies, in fact, who got the touch ahead of Ivancic. And the referee has a decision to make here. And Davies still down, been down for a considerable amount of time. Looks as though he's really struggling at the moment, but we saw a red card in the other Group D game today. Dominic Costanzo with a wild lunge late in stoppage time. Saw himself see red. Ivancic being caught over now by Cook. And he'll learn his fate very, very soon. He's reaching for the pocket. And it is a red card. Jordan Ivancic's debut in the Australian Championship comes to an end. Sent off after 5 minutes. That'll really hurt Sydney United's chances now. Ante Juric and the United bench can't believe it. And you'll see here on the replay, he did lunge in and definite studs there. The referee really given no choice, and I think it was the assistant that had the perfect view of the situation. And Ivancic sent for an early shower, officially 6 minutes in. And if Sydney United had a tough task on their hands of staying alive in this competition, well, it's become even harder now. They'll need to do it with 10 men, and this is a real test of their character now. One free kick taken. Testing one for Janjetovic, and he spilt it, but luckily for him, the offside flag raised. Christopher Jackson in an offside position. How will United adjust now? Will Juric be forced to go to the bench and bring on Gabriel Tilo? Will he perhaps find someone else to slot in at left back, or even change to a back three? On ball, Luis Italiano comes out and claims. Here's Southgate getting the ball caught in between his feet. It's going to be so disappointing for the youngster Ivancic. Years of age. Will play no further part in this game and maybe even the tournament. Experiencing Janjetovic is a poor kick there. Straight into the feet of Cornes, who loses out, but that's a bad challenge from Tomilic too. Bayswater come away with the ball, cross into the area. It was a good ball in as well. Patrick Lowry with the cross. Aiden Edwards with the header that he couldn't direct goalwards. Sydney United, who had a bit of the ball in the opening minute or two, now under the cosh immediately following that sending off. And they'll need to play at least 85 minutes with a man down. And there is an adjustment happening immediately. It is Gabriel Tilo coming in. So substitution on 9 minutes after that red card. It's Farah Koko who's been replaced. It's a tough one as well for Koko. You know how dangerous he can be. Won that penalty for Sydney United on match day 1. But for now, got them their only point of the competition. Offside is Michael Krislovic. And stern Bayswater defence now. Will need to stay disciplined. The home side will perhaps have the majority of possession for this game, but this is when the defence and the goalkeeper need to stay most vigilant and disciplined. Stevens for Cornes. And Sam Mitchinson. Lowry plays it forward and looking to make the underlapping run as Edwards plays the ball central. There's an opportunity for Bayswater. Cross comes into the box, cleared away. Best clearance though, and in came Christopher Jackson, wanted a corner. Daniel Cook in a good position, not interested. Says it's a goal kick. Lovely ball from Tomilic for Krislovic. This one played forward toward Adam Basic, and the header won by Bayswater. Adam Basic central, but intercepted by Edwards. There's Declan Hughes. See a lot of the ball this afternoon. Declan Hughes will be dropping in between the two central defenders. We need to orchestrate a lot of what Bayswater do going forward. And on the attack again, the home team. Cross comes into the area. Not the greatest clearance once more. Jackson putting his frame about. And De Oliveira is fouled. He's been so key to Sydney United throughout this whole NPL season in New South Wales. It was instrumental in the Waratah Cup win as well. And he was named player of the match. His task will be all that much harder now, but definitely one that he won't be afraid to step up for. Looks as though Krislovic will move more into a right wing role. Adam Basic will stay central. So 4-4-1. It seems that Sydney United will move to. Perhaps a 4-3-3, but it doesn't really matter. Ball over the top now. Strong challenge from Tilo. Battling away with Davies. Davies wins the throw. The man that was fouled for the red card. Matt Sparrow will be very happy with what he's seen inside the first 12 minutes. His team a man up and looking comfortable at the moment. Cross into the area, off the crossbar. That came out of nowhere. Vedran Janjetovic looked as though he had full control of the situation until the ball rebounded off the bar. Cross comes into the box now, headed away. Gone back by Corness. Danger still on. Forced to go back now, Bayswater. Hughes delivers it into the middle toward Christopher Jackson, but Janjetovic this time picks up the ball, and it was Christopher Jackson that hit the bar with that attempt. Just giving the ball away cheaply there, United. Again, Mitchinson this time. Benefactor of that poor pass from De Oliveira, something we aren't used to saying. Bayswater last week was defending deep in their own half. They're going to have to come out and play now and try and put United under pressure. They have that man advantage. And they're the ones that'll need to go searching for this goal now. And United will be the ones playing on the counter. And it's a long time to play with a man less. Nonetheless, for the Sydney-based team, what a test this is of character. As Lowry delivers to the far post, too much on that one, but not given up on by Southgate, who's been quite advanced in the early parts of this game. Southgate looking for the pass again. This time Tilo will see it out, and it's a free kick against Tilo just outside the area. Misjudged the flight of that ball, did Gabriel Tilo. And you can see where Daniel Cook is pointing 10 to 20 centimetres outside of the area. Gabriel Tilo almost putting his team in an even worse position. Misjudged that bounce. And now United need to defend a set piece on the edge of the area. An opportunity for Bayswater to put Janjetovic under a bit more pressure. Lowry will take the free kick. Cross comes in, and it's a free header. Missed at the near post, it'll be a corner. Last touch. Not sure who it came off, but Davies was steaming in at the back post. May have been Bailey Rule. Nonetheless, another opportunity for Bayswater to put United under more pressure. Cross comes into the near post. De Oliveira clears. Cross comes back in, headed toward goal, but easier pickings there from Jackson Stevens. Hasn't he made a name for himself, making the team of the week in the opening 2 rounds of the competition. Just showing how much steel this Bayswater team defends with. Krislovic there, looking for the foul. I think he's won it. He has. Maybe a chance here for Sydney United now to send Tomilic forward and put Luis Italiano under a little bit of pressure. Militrovic on screen, a very nippy winger. Impressive this year. Cross comes in toward Militrovic. Disappointing ball in from De Oliveira. Tomilic. Back for Rule. Rule, no stranger to making late forward runs and offering support in the attacking part of the field. Something that he'll need to do in the current situation that Sydney United finds himself in. Well read there. Now United can come forward. Great ball wide for De Oliveira. Looking and waiting for options in the box, and just too much on that cross from Carlos De Oliveira, but better from Sydney United. It was Dylan Rose in the middle there that worked the opportunity out for De Oliveira. Nakano. Haven't seen much of him early on, but I'm sure he'll be kept busy. And how about this for Lowry? Look at the pace. 1-on-1 now. Patrick Lowry. There's Bailey Rule for company and wins the corner. No, he doesn't. Last touch came off Lowry. Irish Youth International, Patrick Lowry. That one comfortable for Janjetovic to deal with. Here is Koya Nakano. Joined Sydney United from the Northern Tigers in the Football New South Wales League One competition. I have to say, he was a standout in that league. He deservedly has found himself in a club of the size of Sydney United. Ball's gone out there. And United starting to slowly find their feet here now. The first 10 minutes after that red card, you could see they were in a bit of shock. But they've now started to come into the game. They even created a couple half-off opportunities. That pass there from Rose will put them back under pressure though. Misplaced in with Tilo the target. Bayswater nicknamed Inter. Nerazzurri. There's a chance now for Adam Basic, and Krislovic is there in support. Michael Krislovic goes down on the edge of the area. Asked the question of Daniel Cook, but the referee not interested. And United will not be happy with that call. First, the no call on Krislovic. And then that one on Declan Hughes. Perhaps not enough in that, but definite contact between Sam Mitchinson and Michael Krislovic. Not much contact there though. Between Rose and Hughes. Bayswater get the free kick. And Bayswater just keeping possession again now. Trying to grab control of the game. They were in full control for a while. Sydney United slowly worked their way in. Cross comes into the box, cleared away by Rose. Only as far as Corness though. Now Stevens from Mitchinson. The ball moving just a little too slow for Bayswater. They need to get United moving around quicker in order to find those gaps and feed the ball through. Give themselves an opportunity of testing Vedran Janjetovic. Ball into the area, searching for Lowry. First to it was Corness, and his pass intended for Mitchinson is seen out over the line by Michael Krislovic. He'll be doing a lot of defending this afternoon. Most definitely defending that he wasn't planning on prior to that red card to Jordan Ivancic on 6 minutes. De Oliveira's touch lets him down there, but had two black and blue jerseys in close proximity. Italiano sends it long. Another foul goes the way of the home side. This time Aiden Edwards on the receiving end. He was at Ante Juric yesterday. Saw his Sydney FC A-League women's team record a 2-2 draw against Melbourne City. Quickly made the flight over to Western Australia to be there with his side today against Bayswater City. Hughes takes the free kick, headed on. Janjetovic didn't get there, and there's a whistle. I'll tell you what, Sydney United were worried there for a moment. Hughes plays it forward. De Oliveira on the edge of the area, loses out, shot taken, and it's found the bottom corner. It's Giles Davies beating Vedran Janjetovic at the near post. A lovely finish. And Bayswater City take the lead at Frank Drago Reserve. Just what they would have wanted at this point of the game. Davies, well, he's been in the action, hasn't he? There's a lost ball there on the edge of the area from Carlos De Oliveira, out-muscled by Davies. And then the neat finish at the near post. Janjetovic unable to keep it out. And Giles Davies celebrates his first goal of the competition. And now Sydney United's task becomes even more difficult now. Milicevic, great challenge there in midfield. Ball sent long now for Jackson. Lowry in support. Gets there ahead of Tomilic. Back to Jackson. Jackson turns and has a go himself, but a disappointing effort. Well over the bar. Janjetovic with the goal kick. Milicevic manages to keep that in. Looking for Adam Basic, but too close to Italiano there. And Bayswater, as I said at the top of the broadcast, the surprise packet of this competition this year. And they're currently top of Group D standings. The live ladder has them on 10 points. Another free kick goes the way of the home side. Another yellow card as well. Dylan Rose, the offender. Have to be careful now playing in a role where much is expected of him, and in particular being aggressive. And now have to play on a yellow card for the rest of the game. Cross comes in toward the far post and should be dealt with. Looked as though the wind just held that up a little. Adam Basic clears that and it stayed in. Krislovic has given chase here. Clears straight back to Sydney United. Ball pass there, left sold Adam Basic short, did Dylan Rose. De Oliveira. Back to Janjetovic. Interesting to note as well how the crowd has grown at kickoff there. Weren't that many people, but I've really... And here's a chance now to make it to Christopher Jackson. Takes advantage of another sloppy pass from Sydney United, and Bayswater City have doubled their lead on the 30-minute mark. They are in dreamland here at Frank Drago Reserve. And just as we spoke about the crowd building, The scoreline has increased, and Bayswater City now lead by 2-0 against Sydney United. It's turning into a disastrous afternoon for the Sydney Bay side. Again, poor pass led to Jackson picking up the loose ball. I think it was Milicevic with the touch straight into the path of Jackson. It was a calm finish beyond Janjetovic. And if the pressure wasn't Ante Juric prior to this game, he'll really be feeling it now. Of course, this game took a major turn with the red card to Ivancic. Good afters there between Lowry and De Oliveira. Good work from Krislovic to win the corner. As I was saying prior to that goal, the crowd seemed quite low at kickoff, but it's really, really increased as the game's gone on. A lot of Sydney United fans here too, a large Croatian community in Perth. Here trying to give some support to Sydney United. At the moment though, they won't be going home happy. Corner comes in toward the near post, headed away. Rose battling away, throwing for Sydney United. And Bayswater's aggressiveness is really, really paying off for them. Getting into the heads of Sydney United as well at the moment. Good ball from Rose into the feet of De Oliveira. Looking for options. Ball all the way back to Tomilic. Rose again. Milicevic spreads the ball wide and heavy touch from Tilo, but they keep possession with the throw. Tomilic. Forward for Rule. Rose flipping it forward. Good defending again from Bayswater. Here's the goal scorer, Jackson. Gabriel Tilo not happy with how much air there is in the ball. It's another free kick again. And then mounting up now for Sydney United. Bayswater have another opportunity to deliver into the area and put Janjetovic and the Sydney United defence under even more pressure. And good time now to scan the QR code. And who do you think will win with Bayswater up by 2-0? I'm sure that has definitely changed since kickoff. It'll be Declan Hughes to deliver this free kick into the box. Cross comes in toward the near post. Nakano was there to it first. Mitchinson to Hughes. Late challenge on Hughes, but it goes unpunished. Here's De Oliveira. Back to Tomilic. It's a question here for Ante Juric now. If the score remains as is at halftime, what do you do? Is it damage control, or do you just throw everything forward and try and get something out of this game? Try and save some face. If United are to open up, well, things could really, really turn ugly for them. Mitchinson working hard and winning the throw off Krislovic. Bailey Rule having a difficult afternoon trying to contain Patrick Lowry at the moment. And of course, Mitchinson now getting involved as Thomas Southgate was on the opposite end. De Oliveira comes straight back in, and Janjetovic sees that one over the bar. Jonathan Corness with the header. Here is Nakano. Gabriel Tilo in possession now for United. Definitely stepping up higher, Bayswater, putting United under a little bit more pressure. Western Lions currently lead Northwest Sydney Spirit by 2-0 at Christie Park. The other game that kicked off at the same time. I think in form there's been a serious injury there, so that game may be delayed slightly. And here's a chance again for Jackson. Saved by Janjetovic. Got down low well to keep that one out. The experienced 38-year-old getting down with a strong hand to keep Jackson out, who was looking for his second. Tomilic got there just a little too late to avoid the corner. And this is where goalkeepers generally need to be disciplined and on their game after making a big save. So often we've seen them concede from the ensuing set piece, and there's a header from Jackson Stevens, but not enough purchase on it to even trouble Janjetovic. Looked good as he got up, but didn't really connect with it as he would have liked. Oliveira trying the old nutmegs, but not getting away with it. Mitchinson turns and keeps possession for the home team. And again, I'm quite amazed at how much the crowd has grown in number since the start of this game. It's as though they're on Sydney time and running a little late to kick off. Cross comes in, cleared away. Here's Krislovic. Football from United. Adam Basic does well after poor first touch to bring that one under control. Can United fashion a chance before the break? Tilo breaking forward now. Tilo into the area. Still Gabriel Tilo wins the corner. Sydney United will continue the pressure here. Corner comes in toward the near post again, easily dealt with by Bayswater. Tilo with the throw for United as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first half. Bayswater in complete control here at Frank Drago Reserve. A man up and 2 goals to the good. And Bailey ruled as well to keep that in. Here's De Oliveira. And De Oliveira did well to win that free kick. Sort of jumped in front of the defender and forced the foul. Jackson just sort of ran into the back of De Oliveira. And now United have the chance from a free kick to trouble the Bayswater defence and somehow try and claw their way back into this one. De Oliveira delivers into the area toward the far post, but again, too much on the cross, and for all the free kicks they've had around the area and the corners, they haven't been able to test Italiano in the Bayswater City goal. It's been a very, very comfortable afternoon so far for the Bayswater number 1. Lowry with the header. De Oliveira gets there ahead of him. Pure drive from De Oliveira, but they've given the ball away again, and now perhaps Bayswater can counter. Here's Mitchinson up from left back. Edwards in the box, but couldn't get there in time. It wasn't a bad ball, but Aiden Edwards just a little bit behind there. Central pass to Hughes. Good ball in toward Edwards. Still Aiden Edwards, and saved again from Janjetovic. The danger hasn't passed. Koya Nakano strong there in the challenge from Christopher Jackson to hold him off and get the ball away. But again, Janjetovic has been busy, conceded 2, but made 2 very, very good saves as well. Don't forget, Bayswater hit the bar early on in the game. De Oliveira can't keep that in. New era indeed, as you see the signage there. New era where Bayswater is making a real name for themselves in this competition. Nobody would have expected this when the groups were announced. That Bayswater City will be top of Group D with the likes of more fancied opponents, it has to be said, in West Sapia, Sydney United, and even Metro Stars, who've made some noise before. That could have been dangerous for Rule. But Bayswater come away with the ball. Here's Edwards. Can they create one more chance before the break? Lowry. Back to Edwards. Declan Hughes calming things down. Bayswater probing, looking for one more opportunity to make it a 3-0 lead. Nobody expected this at kickoff. Cross comes in toward Jackson. Leapt early. Jackson uses his body well off the hand there of Koya Nakano. His Hand was alongside his body. And now Krislovic driving forward. Goes on his own, and Declan Hughes might earn himself a yellow card. He does. Intelligent play there from Krislovic. He had really lost control of that ball, but did enough to win the free kick. Knew exactly what he was doing. And we'll have 4 minutes, a minimum of 4 minutes of additional time added on. As the fourth official raises the board. Smart play from Michael Krislovic. Now, De Oliveira has a decision to make. Does he try and find the teammate in the box, or does he go direct? It does seem a little too far. 25 metres out from goal at least. Is this the moment that Sydney United get one back? Carlos De Oliveira stands over the ball. Italiano's giving him a lot of space at that near post, and that's a disappointing effort from De Oliveira. Straight into the wall. Again, Luis Italiano still unchallenged, and I don't say that lightly. United are down to 10, but they've had opportunities to try and test the Bayswater keeper, but they haven't managed to do so yet. The final delivery has just been lacking somewhat. Great ball from Tomilic out wide. And now De Oliveira lifts one and lifts it too high. Italiano will take his time here. Talk about stocks rising. Matt Sparrow, first year at Bayswater, has really made some noise with this team. Cleared forward. That one almost taking out the cameraman at Frank Drago reserve. Bayswater taking no prisoners, including the cameraman. Thankfully, seems okay. Camera still following play. Here's Rose. Oh, it's a good ball into De Oliveira, but it finds Krislovic, who clips it over the top, and Militric didn't give up on that, but good defending from Stevens there. Had to be aware to the onrushing Militric, and there's been some action in back play. Koya Nakano rising well above Christopher Jackson and going for a bit of a ride there. A few afters as well, but nothing to be sanctioned by the referee. Had a hold of the leg there, Jackson. That could have been a bit dangerous for Koya Nakano. Unnecessary from Jackson, his team in complete control. It's perhaps the last chance of the half if Bayswater deliver into the box. Good delivery, and what a chance for Christopher Jackson. Vedran Janjetovic missed the ball completely. Jackson had the whole goal gaping, and they've given it away again. Here's Jackson. Heavy touch, gets away with it. Sydney United very lucky there. Can they create a chance of their own late? Italiano under a bit of pressure, but comfortable from the Bayswater keeper. And Daniel Cook blows the whistle for a very, very eventful first half of action. Bayswater lead by 2-0 over Sydney United after that early red card to Jordan Ivancic. Giles Davies and Christopher Jackson scoring 2 goals in 5 minutes. And we'll go to half-time now and have a short break. Hope you enjoyed the first half. We'll see you soon for the second.
Can Canberra, Croatia shock the nation? They're peerless in capital football. 26 premierships, 18 championships, 20 Federation Cups, daylight second. But the runaway ACT premiers have 0 wins and 6 losses when taking on the States in NPL National Finals matches and Australia Cup ties. There's no doubt this club has a spirit of adventure to test itself beyond territory borders.
Canberra, Croatia have battled to gain National League status in recent years, and the club is setting itself to move into Australia's #1 soccer competition.
They were twice runners-up in New South Wales Division 1 in 1989 and 90, and have finished on the podium at the Croatian World Club Championship. But now comes the challenge for this regional powerhouse to make a breakthrough in the Australian Championship. Who's the next star in the Socceroo incubator at Adenza Park? There's no honour roll quite like the one at Sydney United. Arnold, Bosnich, Julina, Jedinak, Kalats, Slater, Strilic, Popovic, among so many more.
And 1-0 to Sydney United. The goal scorer, the captain, Tony Popovic.
But as proud as the past is at Sydney United, don't overlook a modern power. Twice they won the NPL National Finals, and they were the first NPL team to make an Australia Cup final.
Roberts, again, it's clever play. Shafiro! Oh, what a goal! Sydney United are into the final.
No club might be better informed of what it will take to win the Australian Championship.
I'm a son of an immigrant that came from Greece with nothing but hopes and dreams. And football created not just the chance to watch your team, it was a hub where people met future brides, future husbands. It was a hub where you got jobs. It was a hub where it gave you confidence, where you felt that you could speak your native tongue and not be worried about what anyone else would say. But now the championship allows those teams with that multicultural DNA to really embrace, celebrate, honour those before and those after.
The beautiful thing about these clubs, Sydney United, Marconi, Apia, the kit that I'm wearing today, the beautiful thing about them is they're not just for Italians. They're not just for those communities that found them, and it's expanded. Like, just speaking on behalf of Apia, Joe Marsden, the first ever Australian to play in an FA Cup final, was an Italian. Rally Rasic, one of the most famous managers in Australian football history. And then even you take it now to the Apia and Marconi teams of today, they've expanded now to be not just a team for Italians, which is what they were founded on, but a team for everyone, for any Australian football fan, for any nationality. You look at the national team, for example, look at the names. Chikati, Irankunda, Mohamed Toure. It's such an exciting, young, multicultural Australian national team. And that's what this country was founded on, but I also think when you look at these clubs, that's what football in this country was founded on as well. So I think it's a really exciting time.
That's my favourite part about what's happening now, the momentum with these clubs. When I played there, it was very much focused on the past. What I notice now when I walk through those gates, there's a lot of talk about the future. You know, even when things sometimes don't go to plan in Australia, even when mistakes are made, football is still this beast that it's never going away. The next generation of kids, they're growing up playing football video games. Yep. They're collecting vintage football kits. They're wanting to engage on all social media platforms with the world of football because it's the game that the world talks about. It's the game that the world cares about.
There's always that will to win every competition you're in, particularly at a club like Preston. We don't really like second or third or fourth. I don't like second or third or fourth. We want to be the team. We want to be the team that everyone fears. We want to be the team that everyone respects.
Look, I think it's exciting for everyone, not just for me. We'll be the first one, which is excited to be part. I hope we can have a good run and we can win the first one. For me, success is like create something bigger more than win a title.
It's not about dwelling on the past, it's about understanding why we are where we are. Why are we at 6 straight World Cups? You know, why have we produced all these good players? Well, it's because we've had this great professional league, the A-League, but we've also had all these clubs before it that have produced generations of players. That's why it's in our blood.
And what a first half of action we had here at Frank Drago Reserve. It all started inside the first few minutes. An early red card to Sydney United. We'll get to that in a moment. Just a few images from throughout the game, and there is that red card to Jordan Ivancic. The referee thought of giving him a yellow card first, but you can see with that connection there, it was a high foot. Studs were showing, and Daniel Cook had no option but to send Jordan Ivancic off on his debut game in the Australian Championship. And from there, really, it was the home team that took full control of the game. Fantastic finish here from goals. Davies showed great strength to win the ball off Carlos de Oliveira, and then the composure to finish beyond Janjetovic. And it was another error at the back that led to the home side's second goal. Trying to play out of the back, Sydney United getting caught on the ball was Milicevic, and it fell to Christopher Jackson. And a cool, calm and collected finish saw Jackson place the ball through the legs and beyond Vedran Janjetovic to give the home side a 2-goal buffer. And from there, things could have got even worse. Jackson forcing Janjetovic into a fantastic save at the near post. There's another chance then for Jackson at the far post. Janjetovic didn't collect the ball. And you can see there by the stats, Sydney United yet to register a shot, not just on target, that goal in general. It's been all Bayswater City. And again, as we said, yes, the visitors do have a red card, but they had their chances. A few Sydney United fans in attendance. Good crowd here at Frank Drago Reserve. Didn't look like it was going to be the case at kickoff, but definitely grown as the game's gone on. Some highlights from round 4 action, and how about this for a header from Van der Sarg for Marconi. Beautiful goal in a phenomenal game. And Heidelberg equalised. Lovely worked team goal there as well. And how about this for a save from Jimmy Hilton? Top draw stuff from the Marconi goalkeeper. Avondale to a fantastic start in this one, and an excellent result for them. Defeating Canberra, Croatia by 4-1. One-sided battle, that one. Ali Uva bamboozling the South Melbourne defence. Thought he'd won Sydney Olympic all 3 points here, but then this happened. The last 10 minutes was all South Melbourne first. This wonderful strike. And how about this in stoppage time to make it 2-1, and South Melbourne return South with a massive 3 points that secure their place in the round of 16. The first team to do so, as you can see there on the Group A ladder. all to play for there for the other teams. Likewise in Group B, Wollongong Wolves coming off a very tough win over South Hobart to keep their hopes still alive. Group C has Avondale at the moment at top, but this one's anyone's. Western Lions currently leading against Northwest Sydney Spirit by 2-0, and here Bayswater with victory here are all but secured a spot in the next round. Incredible competition so far for Bayswater City. And we'll be back with you shortly as players start to re-emerge for the second half. Teams are back out at Frank Drago Reserve now. Bayswater City in control of this one at the moment. A man up and 2 goals up. Jordan Ivancic sent off after less than 6 minutes on the clock, which was followed by goals to Giles Davies and Christopher Jackson. Sydney United has made a change at the break. In fact, I think they've made 2, just waiting for confirmation on that. But Marko Arambasic has been replaced by Kyle Chimenti. And Ayuk Mo is also on now. Looks as though he's replaced Michael Kislovic. Ball sent over the top for Tilo to chase. Southgate. Still hasn't gone out. Giving it away here to Milicevic. Cuts it back to Chimenti. Now De Oliveira. Tilo. to De Oliveira. Rose dances around in midfield. Under pressure from Edwards. Nakano back for Rose. De Oliveira can't lose it here. Wins the free kick. Here's Koya Nakano. Has a very good left foot on him as well. He's looking for the ball. It's a forward run from Nakano. Didn't see that in the first half. And encouraging signs here for Sydney United to start this second half. Koya Nakano getting forward. Gabriel Tilo as well. Trying to create something. They won't go down without it swinging. Ante Juric's team. Get it on here. Strong challenge from Nakano, helped out in the end by Tomilic. That one will go out for a goal kick. Tomilic sees it short from Janjetovic, who had to make 2 big saves in that first half. Lowry holding up the ball and fouled. Wins the free kick for his side. Lowry's worked hard in this game. Good afters as well there between Corness and Bailey Rule. Bailey Rule and Carlos de Oliveira share the same hairdresser. Similar hairstyles there for the two of those. Very, very interesting mullets for both of them. It was unnecessary there from Sam Mitchinson to push Bailey Rule, thus the reaction from him. Jackson involved as well. That's a really high ball. Lifted over the top and Stevens can't keep it in. Rose driving forward for United. Militrovic. De Oliveira, beautiful ball. Right to Rule. Nakano for Rose. And the ball forward. Rule brings it down. On support from Mo. Pacey Mo. Sydney FC Academy player. Signed Sydney United for the championship. Good strength again from Jackson. And now Lowry bursting forward. Lowry into the area. And Janjetovic almost getting caught there with a deflected cross. Had to scramble and scrambled well. But now has to defend the corner. It was a strong run from Lowry into the area. After an encouraging start from United, they're back to defending again. Hughes, good ball in from Hughes, or just a little bit too much on it. Looked good off the boot, but a bit of a breeze in the background, and you can see the trees there. Ball just continued lifting. Nakano forward. Southgate. Corness. Mo missed the ball there, did Mo. And Lowry letting him know how he felt about that challenge. A few Irish words spoken there, no doubt, from Patrick Lowry. Not sure Mo would have understood him too well, but I'm sure he made his point. Another free kick now for Sydney United to defend. Hughes now to take this free kick. Those few deliveries have been overhit. This one driven well. Here's Lowry. Challenge from De Oliveira. Bayswater will restart all the way from the back. Here's Edwards under pressure, almost losing possession. No chances taken, cleared away. Might turn out to be a good ball for Southgate as Janjetovic spills it and had to use his feet outside his area. Here's De Oliveira again. To the feet of Mo. Puts it out to Milicevic, and a bit of space here for Milicevic. Plays it forward for Chimenti, who's in the box. Chimenti looking for options, finds Tilo. And Tilo looks to curl that one top corner, but just a little too high and a little too wide. If I'm not mistaken though, that is United's first attempt at goal in this game. Italiano sends it forward. Carlos De Oliveira did have that free kick in the first half, but it hit the wall. Didn't even put pressure on the goal. First time that Luis Italiano was somewhat worried, but in the end, didn't challenge him. But also, encouraging signs for United as Anthony Tomlic plays ball boy in the background for some kids that lost their ball onto the pitch. There's another one on the field there as well. Not sure who'll play ball boy there. Daniel Cook calling the foul. Not sure if you've seen the extra ball on the pitch. Jackson Stevens takes the free kick. Talmatir, captain of Bayswater City, will be very happy what he's seen from his team so far in this game. Hasn't been too busy, has he? Not much work to do at the moment, but Sydney United definitely have a bit more intent in this second half. Juric would have got the message across. They're going down swinging here. It definitely seems that way. Inside the first 10 minutes of this second half. Deep in the corner now, Bayswater. Bailey Rule trying to win the ball. Great turn, that might be a free kick. Larry won't be happy again. He's not. Being told by some of the Sydney United fans in the crowd He's a little soft Larry. Soft Larry was the call. I don't think he'll agree with that. I wouldn't, that's for sure. Here's Milicevic. Rose plays it square to De Oliveira. Ball played forward for Mo, but Carlos De Oliveira, as I said, so influential for this Sydney United team. Hasn't had his best game in Sydney United colours. Milicevic wide. Played forward, headed out by Palmatier. Another Mo challenge. It's the second one that's going a bit late this time. Sam Mitchinson getting into Mo, and unnecessary from the Bayswater players. But this is what they've been doing all game, and it works for them. Get into the heads of their opponents who can't deal with it in the end. And you've seen United getting increasingly frustrated with the reactions from Bayswater. But it gives the home side another free kick opportunity. Another one for Declan Hughes to deliver into the box. Driven toward Janjetovic, who gets a fist on that, back into the area, and it's a goal for the captain, Palmatier, who towers over everyone and heads the ball home in front of the Sydney United fans. They celebrate and extend their lead to 3-0. A towering header from the captain, and Bayswater are on their way to 3 points and reclaiming top spot in the group. A fantastic leap, and we'll see it again now. It was a good ball back from Jackson Stevens, and look at this. Got up above everyone, and Palmatier hammers that one home. And Bayswater are 3-0 to the good, and all of Sydney United's good work at the start of this second half comes to an end. Substitutions now are plenty for the home side. Jackson Stevens has come off, and Jonathan Corness both make way. Coming on, Oliver Lagalia. We'll find out soon who the second substitute was. Meanwhile, Sydney United has a free kick. De Oliveira stands over the ball, goes short, delivered into the box now. One for Italiano to challenge, and he doesn't get there. Cimenti picks up the scraps and makes it 3-1, a lifeline for the visitors. The half-time substitute, Kyle Cimenti, scores his first goal in the Australian Championship, volleying at home. Luis Italiano came to collect, he didn't. And picking up the scraps was Kyle Cimenti. It was Ayuk Mo. Got up well in front of Italiano, and you can see Italiano very disappointed with himself, but Kyle Cimenti won't care. 3-1. It's game on again. Cleared away by Tilo, only as far as Hughes. Hughes crosses into the area, defended well. Nakano under pressure. Arriving there was Lagalia. Cross comes in, cleared by De Oliveira. Touched out wide for Southgate. It'll be another corner. So United need to defend another corner now. Corner comes in toward the far post, but no connection there from Lagalia. Here's Nakano driving forward. Tilo plays it back to De Oliveira. Milicevic for Tomilic. Given away there again, this time by Rose. Ayuk Mo has been electric since coming on in the second half. Really made a difference for Sydney United. Oliveira is it wide. Rule under pressure, forced to go back to Tomilic. And Sydney United's only second goal of the competition. Cole Chimenti won. Tilo battling away with Lagalia. De Oliveira gets away from Edwards and wins the free kick. He's gone back down, clutching the old jewels. Mr. De Oliveira. Luckily recovered quickly. Confirming that the other substitution for Bayswater was number 21 Mason Tatafu coming on. So Lagalia and Tatafu on, and there is Tatafu with his first touch, clearing the ball away. Christopher Jackson now, the scorer of Bayswater's second. Back for Lagalia. Edwards, bit of space in front of him. Plays the ball out wide. Patrick Lowry, well, we saw a lot of him throughout the game. Gone quiet the last 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sure he'll get himself involved as Mitchinson delivers low but easily gathered by Janjetovic. Poor throw from the keeper. Southgate was all over that. Sydney United survive. Ball played forward looking for Milicevic. It finds him, Milicevic, and great challenge from Tatafu. Had to be aware there because Adam Milicevic looked as though he'd gotten the better of his defender. Good reaction from the substitute, and always hard as a defender coming in to a game, regardless of situation. And the game seems as though it's comfortable and dominant. Coming in cold, really isn't the easiest, and getting up to game speed. But Tatafu there, up to the task. Here's Rose. Chimenti battling hard and doing well to find Milicevic. Now Rule looking for Ayuk Mo, goes down, and the referee waves away. Milicevic picks up the scraps. United is back in this. It's 3-2 now. Ayuk Mo's been the difference since coming on and causes confusion in the back line for Bayswater City. And Aiden Milicevic finds the goal. And Mo was aware enough to flick the ball back for Milicevic. And he's done so well to power that into the back of the net. And Sydney United, out of nowhere, are back in this game. What a fantastic game we've got on our hands. At 3-0, it seemed as though it was all over. Bayswater had this one sewn up. Sydney United showing great character. They've made it 3-2 now, and all the momentum is with the visitors. Can't wait for who's going to win this graphic now. Certain we'll see a change now. Here's Tilo, 1-on-1 with Southgate. Tilo turns Southgate in and out, and no one there at the back post to tap that home. Sydney United have really turned this one around. The momentum has swung incredibly. One of the games of the tournament so far, without a doubt. Here's Milicevic, the scorer of United's second. Still Milicevic. Likes those sorts of positions, but this time didn't quite get his foot to wrap around the ball as he would have liked. You can hear the Sydney United fans in the background making some noise and trying to get behind their team, encourage them to pinch a third. There's still a lot of football left in this game. More than 20 minutes of play still to go. Ball headed on. Dropped here for Lagalia, who has a go. And Oliver Lagalia had Janjetovic scrambling. Lagalia, who was unavailable for selection last week and had started the first two games for Bayswater. Had work commitments last week, and the life of a semi-professional footballer meant that those work commitments took precedence over football. But he's back in the squad. Started on the bench. Come on now. There's the other substitute on screen. Tatafu going forward. Got a bit of height on him. Trying to make a difference in the box and cause some headaches for the visiting side. The kick will be delivered now. Goes direct and always rising that one. Not going to challenge Janjetovic with an effort like that. And speaking about Lagalia missing last week, so did Sean McManus, another player that played the first two rounds for the Western Australian side. He was unavailable last week due to injury, but he's on the bench, and I'm sure we'll see him at some point in this game. Ball played forward. Janjetovic comes out and claims this one. Here's Nakano. Milicevic. For De Oliveira. Looking for Mo. Sorry. That's Rule. Rule looking to create a bit of space for a cross. Gets the cross in toward the far post. Milicevic forced wide. Still Milicevic. Central pass for Tilo. Inverting now Gabriel Tilo as De Oliveira lifts the ball up for Rule. Italiano comfortably claims. Sends it long. Bayswater keeper. Tomilic heads it back. Mitrovic picks it up. Rose looking for Chimenti, who's done well in holding the ball up, but was out-muscled there on that occasion. So sitting a little bit more to United's attack in the second half, both Chimenti and Ayuk Mo. Good substitutions from Ante Juric. Here's Lowry. Crosses in, header from Jackson, but couldn't direct it goalwards. And Rose driving forward now, dances past a couple. Wide for De Oliveira. For Rose, now Rule picks it up. And loses with a poor touch. And now counter-attack, Lagalia on his bike. Crosses first time across goal. It was a good ball, but nobody made that darting run to the first post. That's a foul on Tilo. Royals, Davies is beating the walls. Davies was the one that was challenged by Ivancic. Saw the young left back receive his marching orders. Davies also opened the scoring for Bayswater. Very, very involved in this game. Now, Declan Hughes stands over this one. Good ball in, header's there, and the goal's there, but the flag is up. And Christopher Jackson is denied his second of the afternoon. It was a delightful cross in though from Hughes, perfect delivery. It was a very, very tight call. Great if we could see that again. Bayswater could have really extinguished any light that was firing from United had they scored there, but still United stay alive now. De Oliveira for Mo, and Mo's pass to Bailey Rule is cut out. Here's Rose. Nakano, back for Rose. Here's Tilo. Bit of space here for Tilo. One-on-one with Southgate, but lots of black and blue jerseys about, and Tilo hasn't given up. Oh, Luis Italiano getting caught there in no man's land. Nakano. Sydney United really fighting hard. Here's Ayuk Mo, gets there, but not going to trouble Italiano or find the teammate with that ball. The ball goes out, substitution's about to happen. So Michael Batejina to come on. Oh, that's a tight call, as you can see. Great camera work from our camera team as well. So close, but it looks as though the officials got it just right. We'll give the officials some credit. They deserve it sometimes. But Michael Batejina comes on for Sydney United. Exciting talent, Batejina. only 17 years old, from the ACT. Made his first grade debut this year, on the 9th of March. Exciting young player. There's Mo, another exciting player. Crosses there, cross goal. Nobody arriving at the back post. And Jackson looking for Lagalia. Look at this, they got some numbers here now. The home side trying to get back his Tomilich as Lagalia drives into the box. Still Lagalia. Was watching Ali Ugla yesterday, wasn't he? Saw a bit of Ali Ugla. Thought he could do the same. But Carlos de Oliveira, who's worked tirelessly, starting to suffer a bit of cramp. Made the challenge there to stop Lagalia. Well defended from de Oliveira. But there's the cramp. And you can see it in the calf there. Muscles tightening up as ball comes in, and Janjetovic loses it again somewhat, but obviously seems to have got enough on it. There's Declan Hughes. Back to Lowry. Lowry left foot up. Usually the right foot isn't too great for a left footer. Cross comes back across, and Lagalia's fouled there surely. That seemed an absolute clear-cut penalty. I thought that Nakano had just bundled over Lagalia. Referee disagreed. No penalty play on. Now Tilo can really turn things around, but his pass doesn't get through to Mo. Keeps possession though. Switches play. Cortez his first touch for de Oliveira. Now Tilo. Tilo's cross is blocked, and he might get a chance to see that now again. It was a great ball by Jackson back across goal, and oh, it was a big, big challenge between those two. Nakano waved it away. So if the defender says it's not a pen, then you've got to trust the defender, right? Really cool attention required here. There's another substitution is being prepared. Maybe we've just been baited by the fourth official. He got us good as goals. Davies looks as though he will be the one to be replaced. It is Alexander Ishida Livings coming on. A fantastic performance from Davies, as I said. He's the one that earned the red card for Jordan Ivančić after that challenge, getting to the ball behind the left, before the left back, I should say, and then opening the scoring for the home team. It's a well-earned rest, and it's a foul throw there from Tilo, in all honesty. I made a comment to that before. I think referees need to step that out. So many foul throws taken in football these days. Because they go unpunished, they keep doing it. Here's de Oliveira. Pratejina, so much confidence from this 17-year-old. Good 1-2 with de Oliveira. Carlos de Oliveira forces Luis Italiano into a save. It was a great run, and it looked as though he'd lost his footing, de Oliveira, before striking that ball, but Italiano got down well, near post again, headed out, comes back into the area once more. Is that a chance for Mo? Italiano got there first. Offside flag is raised on the far side. Italiano will take this free kick. Rose. Ball switched over now toward Tilo. And we're into the last 10 minutes of this one. The game has absolutely flown in this second half. Fantastic football from both teams. Great character as well shown by Sydney United. And their fans will be pleased with this despite them being down at the moment. The fight they've shown in this game has been excellent. And as well, don't forget they've been playing with 10 men since the 5th minute of play. It's a long time to play a game at this intensity, playing across the country as well, as De Oliveira has a swipe at the ball. Long travel times for Sydney United, and they've really battled adversity here today. Here's Rule. Pratejina. Nakano. Moving forward again. Koya Nakano. Tilo. Wilson's coming on in that 5th minute. Pratejina has a look. Plays it out wide to Mo instead. And Mo, very dangerous one-on-one. Ayuk Mo. Good defending from Southgate. Back to the bench, it's Dylan Rose coming off and Adrian Knez coming on. Knez, another youngster, spent time at the Bulls Academy, 21 years of age. Adrian Knez. Free kick on Chimenti. I said Chimenti's really thrown his body about. Got a goal for all his hard work as well. And the first one, they got United back into the game. De Oliveira needs a good delivery here. Sliced that ball a little too much. Nakano, how about that for getting up, but couldn't head it toward a teammate in the area. Rule forward for Pratejina. The ball run between his legs. Pratejina delivers with the left foot and took a touch off the captain. Palmati. Might be a corner. It was a wicked ball in from Pratejina. You see it again. Great delivery. Palmati had to get something on it. And De Oliveira delivers. Here's Nakano. Back to Pratejina. Wants it on that left foot again. And Pratejina lifts it over. This time Palmati heads away from goal. Hasn't this man worked hard today? Christopher Jackson. Bailey Rule moves it forward. Pratejina gets a touch out, but whistle's gone. Into the back of the hill. These are just unfortunate collisions. Eden Edwards, the one down at the moment. Substitution as well. And Christopher Jackson is coming off. First you'll see here, Pratejina just clips ever so slightly Edwards. Great performance from Jackson. Scored the second goal of the afternoon. Italiano will take this free kick. Sean McManus is the one that's come on. Mentioned him earlier, started the first 2 games, missed last week due to injury, but has returned now, off the bench at least. Very important to Matt Sparrow's side. Here's D'Oliveira. Central pass. Gets it back and ankles are clipped. Free kick for United. D'Oliveira's got to get one of these balls better into the box. His deliveries haven't been ideal so far. Taken early this time for Tilo. Look at Pratejina, wants the ball. Lofted over the top from D'Oliveira. He's worked hard, tired legs, no doubt. He's Pratejina. Back to Tomilic. Pratejina again. Headed away. Cleared forward now by Bayswater. Anywhere will do it. You don't expect them to be in this situation, having led this game for 3-0. Having a man advantage as well. Sydney United that are really pushing them. Don't forget United, as I said earlier, down to 10 for more than 90% of this game. And here's Tilo now delivering, first time with the left foot. Wasn't a bad ball, no one in there, as you'd expect. Sent away by Southgate. One to chase for Lagalia. Clips the ankles of Tomilic. It'll be a free kick for United. Lagalia finished that, but not find himself in the referee's notebook for kicking the ball away. Gets away with that, Oliver Lagalia. It felt as though you had the pace on Tomilic there. Probably didn't have to make the foul. Perth Glory jerseys in the crowd. Proud Western Australians supporting Bayswater City, urging them on to their 3rd win of the competition. 3rd win that are all but secure round of 8 with quarterfinals passage. Here's Lowry looking to cement that now. Has McManus there in support. Lowry goes to the corner. A little bit early to go to the corner for Lowry, but wins the throw. No, he doesn't. And D'Oliveira had a bit of a swipe there at Lowry. Those two have been at it all game. Flicked on by Mo. Flicked on to the opposition. Came to the corner again, Edwards. A minimum of 6 additional minutes will be added. And I just don't understand that from Aiden Edwards. Because in a really good opportunity and position to have a strike at goal, why take the ball to the corner? There are 6 minutes remaining. He can't hold the ball in the corner for 6 minutes. And you see him here, just needs to have a shot from there instead, runs for the hills. And it worked out in the end for them, but still unnecessary. And they're going to keep it there. I can't believe we're going to watch this for the next 6 minutes. Bayswater stuck in the corner. McManus wins the throw. A few afters there between Lagalia and Mo and Tilo. And Tilo will get a card here. And said something to Lagalia. Smart game management here when the ball goes out of play by the home side, really taking their time. And that's what they should be doing, not taking the ball to the corner with 6 minutes to go. But nevertheless, Legalia's there now. It's a goal kick. No, in fact, it's a corner. I thought the last touch came off Legalia, and Sydney United players a little surprised as well there. And it will be a corner. Really doing a good job of this game management, Bayswater, and this would be frustrating the Sydney United players so much. In particular, Sydney United fans watching all the way back in Sydney. See the game end this way for their team. I mean, at the end of the day, Bayswater need to do whatever they can to win, and that's what they're doing right now. Things are really working in their favour. The ball is at the wrong side of the field for the visitors. Bayswater have literally been here in this corner for 2.5 minutes. And Legalia showing a bit of strength there. And Ayuk Mo has a bit of a swipe at Legalia. They've got the free kick, United. They might get an opportunity to get the ball the other way. Will United get the chance? One more opportunity to find an equaliser. There's 3 minutes to go on the clock. If they were to score, it would be a classic Australian Championship game, one that would be remembered for years to come. Here's Mo. Added a definite spark in the second half, as is this youngster, Pratejina. Pratejina again, looking for options. Plays it out wide for Bailey Rule. Here's Mo, back for Rule. Rule lifts it into the box. Palmatier heads away. .130 seconds left for Sydney United to rescue a point here. Here's Mo. What a dramatic point it would be. Nakano looking to get it on that left foot and loses his footing. And Mo makes the foul. And again, Bayswater. Declan Hughes will take his time over this. Luis Italiano will waste another 20 seconds before he sends this ball forward. I've got no doubt whatsoever. Sends it forward. Good header, but is there a black and blue jersey? There is, and Lowry pulls it wide, wanted the corner. That would have been a way to finish the game off in spectacular fashion. Is Bailey Rule looking for Chimenti, and Chimenti not giving up on this one. Southgate coming across and helping mop up. Palmatier gets the ball out to Lowry. And they're battling hard on that far side. De Oliveira and Lowry again. Not quite head to head, but definitely getting very close and personal with each other. And Bayswater are 30 seconds away from a massive win. Lowry really getting in the head of Carlos De Oliveira. And here we go, another chance. McManus closed down by De Oliveira. And that should be just about that. Can't imagine there'll be much more time added on now. They've taken it short. Tomilic looks forward, finds Nakano. They've got to get this ball forward, United. You can hear the whistles as well from the crowd. The Bayswater fans want the full-time whistle. We're into the 97th minute, ball sent forward. This has got to be the last chance. Headed away by Palmatier and cleared forward. That is full-time at Frank Drago Reserve. And Bayswater City have made it 3 wins in 3 games at home and remain atop of Group D, 3 points ahead of Apia Leichhardt. They defeat Sydney United by 3 goals to 2. What a game of football we had here. It was made much harder for the home side than what it needed to be. That's all credit to Sydney United, who showed fantastic character to battle in this one. Down to 10 men from the 5th minute. They fought so hard, but in the end, the Western Australian side holds their nerve and records win number 3. Bayswater City 3, Sydney United 2, after an enthralling 90 minutes of football. A fabulous game for the neutral. Some second half highlights here. He was the 3rd goal to Palmatier, the captain, rising high and heading home. And Bayswater, at this point, thought it was game over. They thought the points were secure. But then, this happened. And Sydney United grabbed the goal back by a substitute, Kyle Chimenti, after another substitute, Ayuk Mo, rose highest to flick his header on. Luis Italiano perhaps should have done a little better. But Kyle Chimenti made it 3-1. And then it was really game on. It was that man again, Ayuk Mo, at the centre of it, having his 2nd assist of the game. Look at that little touch there. Enough for Milicevic to come and sweep home and make it 3-2. United pushed, had another chance late on, but Luis Italiano saved well from Carlos de Oliveira. Bayswater thought they'd re-secured all the points and stopped all the drama. Goal called offside. And he wanted a penalty there too for the foul on Legalia, but the whistle didn't come in the end. A hard fought but well-earned win for Bayswater City. You can see there a much improved performance from Sydney United in the second half. They had 0 shots after the first 45 minutes. But much improved, showed character and heart in the second half, but it wasn't enough. Bayswater City make it 3 from 3. Phenomenal result for this Western Australian side. You can see all the results there from this round of action. Preston Lions and Northwest Sydney Spirit are still playing. It's 3-0 now for Preston. They've scored a 3rd just as we cut to this graphic. Sydney United will host Apia on the 7th of November. Short turnaround for them. Friday night action. We'll just look at these ladders at the moment. South Melbourne, the only team to so far secure their spot in the quarterfinals. Heidelberg, so very close to do so as well. Avondale and another team on the verge of securing their quarterfinal spot, but all the actions here in Group D, and Bayswater City leading the ladder of Group D, 3 points ahead of Apia Leichhardt into the champions here now. It was an incredible game here at Frank Drago Reserve. After only a couple minutes, Gordon Ivančić made a foul that was deemed overzealous and a bit too much. Daniel Cook, the referee, gave the red card, sort of made for what the game would be in the end. Goals first to Giles Davies. And Christopher Jackson made it 2-0 for the home side. At 3-0, Palmati thought he had secured all the points, but Sydney United didn't die. They kept fighting. Chimenti and Milicevic grabbing second half goals, but it wasn't enough. As Bayswater recorded their third straight win. They'll now travel to South Australia and Adelaide, where they take on Metro Stars next week, while Sydney United is at home at Sydney United Sports Centre. They face off against Apia Leichhardt in a must-win game for them. For now, that's full time here at Frank Drago Reserve. Bayswater City 3, Sydney United 2.